Hello and welcome back. My name is Erica Weston, and I am an artist, and I am here to show you what you can make of your art stones, how to do certain things. I'm just going to finish this one off so that you can see what it looks like. I have previously talked about it and shown it in my earlier video. If you go around and you do dots like this, that's fine. Just be aware of how much time is lapsing, because you can suddenly find out that it's dried and then you're in a bit of trouble. However, this magic stuff here, unlocking formula, you can use on paint that has partially dried or that has dried, as long as it's not more than, I would say, a day. I would certainly prefer to try it on something that's a lot less. They say it will also unlock something, it will help it. This is spray for slow drying, wet techniques. Take full advantage of the unique properties with unlocking formula. This medium allows artists to reopen an uncured paint layer even after it's touch dry. Okay? I hope that is enough time for you to have read that. Please screenshot it. Thank you. Right. Now, I'm thinking that this one actually doesn't come out far enough, so I'm just going to increase it carefully. As I have said previously, I am painting by eye, not by previously designed, and I am also human, so I can make mistakes. In case you haven't seen the previous videos, please do, because it takes you through stage by stage. But just in case you haven't already heard, this is using a mould. I use Herculite to create the moulds, and I use Happy Dotting Company and Devon Dotting. Happy Dotting Company is in America and Devon Dotting is in Devon, England. Okay. I painted this rock with black gesso, and then after it was dried, gesso dries a lot quicker than acrylic. After it was dried, I coated it in resin, and the resin has decided not to coat it as well as I'd have liked, but I'm not worrying about that. It is smooth enough to paint on. It allows me to clean up any mistakes easily. And is certainly a nice surface to be painting on. Right. Okay. So I started with some tiny dots, moved out to alternate places, so slightly smaller are these ones opposite, where these dots actually go on the smaller ones, and then slightly bigger ones here. Right. I don't know if you've heard of walking the dots, but that is what I'm doing now. I'm bringing the dots out 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, when you put white paint on black, it pops, doesn't it? You do not have to do anything you don't want to do, but what you could do is you could top dot. Which means you put something on top of a dot you've already done. That's annoying, that one didn't come out as fat. Oh, bother. Right, a slight error. Okay. Now, if I can't clean this up now, like that, I am going to use my flat chisel, firm, colour shaper, Royal Sovereign Limited. And this one has got a nice wedge on the end. So I am going to take out those top dots. Because having just done them, it's not too difficult. All right. There. Right, well, I'm happy with that. I top dot there. Okay. No, it's not perfect. But hey ho. What was I doing? Oh, yes. Sometimes you can twizzle round. Let me just get that tidied up to show you what I mean. Right, I'm using that end and I turned it round to that end to swoosh. All right, I'm going to do that again. Right, go round, but I'm going to extend it using that. That's much better control. Did you see that? I'll do it again. Right, partially round, then finish it off. I don't know if you can see, but I've put a slight bend on these. Yeah, can you see that? It's very slight, but it just gives me better access to the surface. Let's see if I can spot one that I've done it a lot too. I have a favourite one that I like to do. No, straight. You can buy them, of course, with it already been twisted. I was sure. Nope, I can't spot it for some peculiar reason. Never mind. It was one like this one. Oh, it is that one. It just has that slight bend in it. And I did that with my pliers, which I also have to hand. So it's just literally, don't do it holding on to that, but using something like that and then just bending it so that you get the slight pressure here in the neck of it. All right, and it just helps with getting onto the surface. So if you've got something that's straight, you do have all of that surface, quite true. But if you have that, it just, I don't know, it just works. Right. I wasn't going to do this many swooshes. I really wasn't. But as I said, I never have a plan. If I have some work that I've done previously, or that I've seen somebody do, and I want to do something similar again, it doesn't work. I mean, part of it works, but it just doesn't work to the same thing. If I'm following somebody and they're saying, right, I'm using this size tool and I'm going to do this with it, I'm going to load it up to this much amount of paint, and then I'm going to do that, and they talk you through it, which is fantastic that there are on YouTube things that you can look at which will tell you these different things. But I don't know, even if I follow exactly the size of the stone, the right number of sections, the right size tools. Oh look, can you see how dry that's getting? And it's becoming a bit transparent. It never comes out the same for me. Might for you, I don't know. Right, I'm just addressing, some of them have not got quite enough paint. I'm barely touching the surface. It's the paint that's touching, not the tool. Can you see that? So it's a tickle. Tickle with paint. Anyway, these where you have the dots dragged out are called swooshes by most people. Not by everybody. It just depends on who you learnt from. When I finish this and it's all dry, I can either leave it completely white, I can top dot it with wherever I put it, the gloss, if I want to, or I can choose another colour. These are lovely. If you want to see what that looks like, it's like that. Or whatever you want to do, really. And you don't have to swoosh all of them, and you can do them in a multiple of different colours, whatever you want. Right, okay, I'm doing too much talking and not enough doing, so I'm going to stop it here, I think. I'm sorry if you're finding my videos either too long or too short, but I do hope that they're helpful to you and that you can see where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to do. Okay, I will have this available to see when it's finished, and that will be on my YouTube page, and that's Erica's Turquoise Feather. I will try and have that one as my emoji for a while so that you get to see it. All right, and I'm also sorry if this table's been wobbling whilst I've been chattering away to you. Oh, see, this is what I do. I decide I'm going to do something, and then I think, oh, I'll just do that, and then I just do that, and then before I know where I am, I have lunch at 4:30, 5 o'clock, because I've forgotten what I'm doing all the time. So I have a clock tick-tocking in the background. And it really does help to pay attention to what you're doing. think that was all of them. Each side of the ones going out. Yes, that's right. Okay. Clean that off. Find another tool. And I'm going to put some tiny dots in there. Tiny dots in there. Yes, do get yourself a turntable if you can. I've got a great big one I use for bigger things. And that's the same on each side, but because there wasn't any grip, I used my glue gun to give it some feet. So that's very helpful. I also got the ones, the clear one I showed you, or was that on a different video? That was on a different video. I'll show you in a moment when I finish these tiny dots. The clear one I got can actually screw to a surface. Oh, yeah, no, I have done. I'm just trying to make sure they're all similar size. Oh, big tip. When you've finished and the paint is dry, don't forget to wipe these off. I prefer to use my white pencils because they are water soluble. Okay? I have them in many different colours because white shows on black beautifully, but if I tried white do it on white, it really doesn't show. So I have other colours too. So there you go, watercolour. That's from Hobbycraft. It's my local shop, so okay. But I have in the past, I have resined a stone that I've forgotten to wipe. Okay, that is so frustrating, and I either leave it if it's really, really hard to see, or I end up having to add bits of paint in places where I wasn't going to plan to use them. If I've got negative space, let's say this was right in the middle of an area that I didn't want anything on and I'd resined it, then I'd probably just do little curls or something like that over it, or I'd have to develop the pattern somehow, but not obviously as I wanted to leave it. All right, okay, I hope that's all helpful to you. Bye.